All good things must come to an end, and today, Case 5 comes to an end. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great, and hello everyone. Welcome to another stream of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, The Endgame. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Let's have another great stream where we find out who the murderer is. I don't know if you all knew this, but the defense has some new information it would like to share. Isn't that cool? And who's here? It's Impatient Kid and Captain Chips. What's up? How you doing? Time to kill. Time to kill everything. How you doing though? It's good to see everyone here. You do? Well, we had intended to deliberate that case in the course of this trial. Why do you want to troll Hellfire? Because it's funny. Same reason why I want to troll everyone in the entire world, because it's hilarious. How you doing, Fuzzy? It's good to see ya. Dirk, did you leave something behind for me? Is there some connection I'm missing here? Very well then. What is the source of your new information about the case from 23 years ago? Who was around 23 years ago, guys? Was it, You're first? You're first! Well done. I think the person who connects everything is my dad.
Take that!
A photograph? Yes. Do you recall the traveling musician who died in that fire 23 years ago? How could anyone forget such a painful chapter in our history? The poor fellow was caught up in the blaze that was meant for Queen Amara. We never knew his identity, though, as his belongings were burnt to ashes. Well, about that, the truth is, he was my biological father. Oh? What? Why, of course, with his photo and her benevolence. Exactly, we might be able to prove Dirk completely innocent, and that would free her from the infamy of having criminal blood in her veins. Hey Mafia babe, you're here too, what's up? And who's that? It's Tanther. I haven't seen you in forever. What's up? You're curious how come there hasn't been any gifted subs to the stream? Actually, there has been. I think this morning, in fact, or yesterday. But yeah, it's good to see everyone here. Here in Kratin, we can witness the final memories of the dead. What utter nonsense! You're alive? Good. Oh yeah, follow it doesn't work. Click on your username and you'll be able to see how long you've been here. Click on the username. No fuzzy sub. Aww. If you want to, it's up to you. Did you sub recently, Fuzzy? If you did, the thing didn't show it for some reason. Weird. There was no evidence left in the wake of that blaze. That's what you think. But Dirk went to the ends of the earth to bring this little souvenir back for us. He did? Yep, and boy is it the best piece of evidence ever. He knew that with it we'd finally be able to conclusively set the matter here in court and save his children. Your Majesty, the defense requests that we hold a divination seance for this new victim. What a waste of time. The events of 23 years have passed, have already been deliberated at length. But wasn't Dirk on trial for that incident as well today? So we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we failed to look into this new lead, would we? Ugh. As the presiding judge, I will now share my thoughts on the matter. The attempted assassination of Queen Amara is a case we can ill afford to leave open, and I believe that the final memories of the victim will prove to be very important. Therefore, it is the opinion of this court that we should conduct another divination seance. Why you? Your benevolence? If you knew the full name of the victim seen in this photo, you'd be able to perform a divination seance, right? Of course, leave it to me. Thank you. My father's full name is Jove Justice, or Jove Justice. Like Love Justice, but Jove. I know, it's a weird pun, but so are all of these names. Alright. I mean, did you hear your father's full name last stream? That was flippin' crazy. Now, your benevolence, please commence the divination seance when you are ready. Like, right now, maybe.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Hey, we start a stream with this time around. Awesome. Skip it, right guys? Skip it. Wow! Mafia Baby was dancing in chat too. Hope to see a full recreation of this dance, everyone. Your own performance. Final memory, guys. Burning heat. Crying. Aww. Pain. Metallic sound. Aw, poor Jove. He didn't deserve that, guys. The spirit of the victim has granted us a window into his final moments. It would appear the divination seance was a success. So those were my father's final moments. That baby we saw must have been you, Apollo. I will now decipher the experience of the deceased. Are you ready, Hornhead? Yes, please proceed. Very well. Here are my interpretations of the facts as gleaned from the seance vision. Inside! Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dark fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the attempt. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. My father's final memories, they're right here for everyone to see, but can any of them unlock the truth behind what happened 23 years ago? The answer is yes. Excuse me. Okay, gotta wait for the fourth flame. Pain! Save! Pause. Oh, select. Hand in the mirror.
Objection!
I think. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter that was found at the crime scene. However, the hand holding the lighter in the seance vision appears to be gloved. Ah! I believe you are right. What could this mean? It calls into question whether the hand in the vision really was Dirk's. If only we could make out the details a little better. Very well, I will attempt to focus a bit more on what the deceased saw. Perhaps that will help refine the seance vision. Aha. It does seem there was a glove on that hand. Well, well, well. Still, what significance could that have? It means that Dirk's fingerprints got on the lighter at some other time. Somebody could have even put them there after the fire. All yet is pure speculation, while the fact remains that they are his fingerprints. Therefore, it stands to reason that Dirk was the one who used the lighter.
Objection!
It just means I have to prove that the figure in the vision is someone else, using the information in my father's final memories. Either way, it seems I must revise my insights. Okay. Who do you think, guys? Who do you think it is? Who's the murderer? Okay, she updated her insights. Time to go over them and see if there are any new inconsistencies to be found. Alright, so for... A. Let me save real quick. Ah, what do we have here, guys? Do you see that? Little wristband, I think. Do you see it? Do you see it?
Objection!
Is it right? Did I do it right? What? Wait, then that means the real culprit is... The figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. The distinctive band around their wrist gives their true identity away. Ah! That design, it can't be. This will prove just whose hand was captured in the seance vision. The tomb crime photo.
Take that!
BRB? Okay, Mafia babe. That photo, so you do believe the culprit to be... Justice Minister Inga had cuffs with the exact same pattern on them. You're referring to the cuffs of justice, correct? Yes, I heard they are traditionally part of a Karanese justice minister's attire. But what does this tell us? It tells us that the figure in the vision is none other than the Karanis' late Minister of Justice, Inga Karkul Karatin. No, not my father! So he plotted the assassination of the former queen as well as the current one? Justice Minister Inga? So then Dirk's innocent of both charges to find dragons. They've been right all along. Nayuta? What you propose is not possible, Apollo. For back then, Inga Karkul Karatin was not the Minister of Justice. What? The Justice Minister 23 years ago was... You, Queen Garan. What? Oh right, she served as the Minister of Justice before succeeding to the throne. I guess she also prosecuted the assassination attempt 23 years ago as one. So then, the figure in this vision is actually... Your Eminence, it's you, isn't it? This is madness. Why would Her Eminence do such a thing? Because she would ascend to the throne. She wanted to usurp the throne from her sister Amara? Kind of like another family, right? Good gods, this case is more holes, no, twats than a mountaintop. Pretzel shop. Oh, twists. Twists, not twats. Well, I'm also right. It does have more twats. But yep, lots of twists in this one. That's why she tried to assassinate her. This is just like the Faye family, guys. I find this all very hard to swallow. Your Eminence, are you the one responsible for tearing my family apart? And was it you who killed my father? Well, Your Eminence, I'm asking you a question.
Insolence!
Peasants, always carrying on about things of no import. You do not deny it then? You concealed the truth and used me for your own designs? Oh, Nayuta, spare me your feeble-minded line of questioning. Even if Dirk were cleared of all charges, it shall still be I who decides Rayfa's fate. You do wish for her to be queen someday, do you not? Remember, the child lives only by my good graces. Now kneel before me and fulfill your end of the bargain by offering me your head. Your Eminence, I am done heeding your commands. Even as you used my sister against me, I still believed you. I believed that protecting your secrets was in the best interest of this kingdom. But you have been deceiving me all the while. Nayuta. Nayuta, you dare defy me? Your Eminence, I can turn the other cheek no more. Therefore, I hereby retract my confession in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. Bring on... What was that? Oh, yeah, bring it on, Yuta. Retract, you say? Dirk, the final piece of evidence you left behind, has released Nayuta from his suffering, and now he's finally free. Oh? In all this time, not once did I reflect on my own conduct, for I had believed all was fate. Lost in my own sense of resignation, I was unable to wake from my despair. But you, Apollo, you have awakened me with your demonstration of our father's creed.
A dragon never yields.
Yay! Awesome! Hey! Bill, welcome to the stream. Objection! What's up? I will carry on Dirk's legacy and fulfill his dream. Hear me, Garan. I will cast you down from your bloody throne. Long live the revolution! Think she's done, guys? Insolent fool! Now even you prattle on about revolution? Would you look at that? Well, Apollo, it seems we're finally making some headway down the road that Dirk carved out for us. Yeah. Now if we could just prove Garan's guilt, we could continue on down that road toward the revolution Dirk dreamed of. Your Eminence, you have been accused of the crime committed 23 years ago. Would you like to say anything in your defense? Not so fast, your Majesty, for the cuffs could have been stolen and used without my knowledge. So you see, they can hardly be considered proof of anything. What? Why, I believe you're right. But we know she's guilty. Well, lawyer, is there any other evidence you would have me refute? Unfortunately, this photo was the last piece of evidence Dirk left for me. So as far as evidence goes, I've got nothing else regarding the case from the past. However, now that Prosecutor Sadmati has retracted his confession, we'll have to deliberate the current case from scratch. Yes, the defense speaks the truth. Even though it is clear who the guilty party is. Queen Garan, the defense accuses you of the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karkul Karatin. But do you have any evidence, defense? Evidence that will prove Garan was the killer? There is still one more avenue for us to explore, Mr. Justice. There is? Minister Inga's final memories. In them, the minister's killer posed as Dirk. Therefore, one must ask, how did the killer dispose of their disguise? Hey, you're right. A lot of blood would have splattered onto the killer, so the blood-soaked clothes would have had to have been dealt with somehow. If they're still around somewhere, then... I was wondering what absurd idea you would concoct next. Clothing can be disposed of most anywhere. I doubt you could find them now. Then you don't know us very well. Your benevolence. Yes? On the day of your father's murder, you had been watching the courtyard from 2 p.m. Now during that time, you saw Queen Garan, did you not? Yes, I did. I saw my mother entering the palace from the courtyard. Apparently there's a website that is basically Ace Attorney Mario Maker. Interesting. Is it, like, awesome and cool and stuff? But I was told not to mention it because it had nothing to do with my father's murder. Rayfa, you would not dare! When the queen headed into the palace, did she have Dirk's clothes in her possession? No, she did not. So, maybe she disposed of them somewhere in the courtyard. The police did a thorough sweep of the area following the crime, but they did not find anything resembling Dirk's clothes. But you knew that already, didn't you, prosecutor? Yes, I admit no clothing was found. You've heard of that? Lets you make comics with Ace Attorney sprites? That's silly. You can use custom characters using simple something and somethings. That's pretty cool. You should try it out sometime. So you admit that you were merely speculating, chasing phantoms and delusions and of evidence that never existed. This makes no sense. Clothing doesn't just disappear like that. If Garan wasn't carrying any clothes, she must have gotten rid of them somewhere. Somewhere where she thought they'd never be found. Where they'd never be found, huh? I believe Dirk's clothes were hidden here. Maybe in the water? He was hidden in... the tomb. The tomb? You believe the clothing was hidden there? Yes, it's the only place it can be. Very well. Where in the tomb do you believe the clothes were hidden? In the sarcophagus! Images and animated images, just to be clear. That's pretty cool. Of course, that makes perfect sense. The clothes weren't simply hidden, they were returned to where they belonged. Ugh! And by that you mean, the killer would have had to get Dirk's clothes from somewhere. Luckily, they were right there. Yes, of course. At the time of the minister's murder, Dirk's body was already in the sarcophagus, so the killer could have simply borrowed his clothes. Right, before the minister entered the tomb, the killer put on Dirk's clothes, and then hid behind the curtain above the sarcophagus. That's just... Huh? He's just sleeping. Yeah, he's in a permanent sleep, sadly. Poor guy. After the minister was killed, Dirk's clothes were returned to his body. So what? This is still all speculation. We know not whether those clothes were actually used. in the murder. Therefore, you cannot prove that they are somehow connected to this case.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, but I believe you already knew that. Those clothes were definitely used during the minister's murder because of this. It's the save button. Ah! No, it's the blood. Okay. The bloodstains on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the minister. However, that doesn't explain everything. There is also some blood splatter extending from his left elbow to his abominable area. The classic says, oh, the classic save trick? You know it. Save often, like Skyrim. I believe this blood splatter came from... this guy. If the killer wore these clothes during the murder, then the blood spatter must have come from Minister Inga. I had thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure, though. Let's get those stains analyzed right away. Indeed, they may be the conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt. You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party. But could they really? I'd say the possibility of someone other than Garan hiding the clothes does not exist. No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following. The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Ah, nah. That was your own testimony, word for word. Why, you insolent! Admit it, only you could have hidden Dirk's clothes after they were being used in the murder. And that means you are the one who killed Justice Minister Inga. Insignificant worm! You dare accuse me, the ruler of Karatin? You do not think for one moment that such impudence will be tolerated. I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in this sacred hall, Your Eminence. She's angry. Oh, she is. She's going down, is what's going on. But even monarchs aren't above the law. Nah. It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Yeah. Nag! Huh. That wasn't the best breakout. Nickel for every time you saw a prosecutor being shown murder. You have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. But it's weird it happened twice, right? 3 times, actually. 3 times. It's happened, actually. Face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer. Oh? Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering my husband, your dear brother who delivered false testimony in my defense shall also be found guilty. What? That can't be. Can it? By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party, he would certainly be judged by this court on having supported a criminal. And the Defense Culpability Act would most definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted, and yet, as it currently stands, it is the law of the land. And as you said earlier, no one is above the law. Of all the absurd things I've seen, this law really takes the cake. Now what? What can we even do at this point? You need not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges, so let us leave all thoughts of the real killer and revolution in the past where it belongs. Wow, what a person this is, huh? She wants us to just let her off scot-free, and yet I don't see any other choice. We cannot yield to her here, Apollo. If it will move the revolution forward, I will gladly face the DC Act. Now do it. Accuse Queen Garan of the crime she has committed. But...
Such insolence!
What you speak of is not revolution. Our kingdom will not function without its sovereign, and Rayfa cannot ascend to the throne, for she is as yet incapable of channeling spirits. Book? Yes, the law book. Thus to accuse me is to wish destruction upon our fair kingdom, you terrorist. Terrorist? You would still insist on accusing me? Then as a ruling sovereign of Karatin, I proclaim the following. Oh dear. All who imperil the crown, no matter the reason, shall be subject to immediate execution upon the Queen's orders. What? Immediate execution? Do you still not comprehend? Then let me be clear, for the sake of this kingdom's future, and in accordance with the laws of Karatin, I command that both of you be put to death at once. Oh dear. Oh no. Nah, what the? Nah. Yeah. This is not bad. This is not good, guys. Objection, your mom? Oh, dang. Pretty hardcore there. Isn't it? Is this going a bit too far? Why is the Garan Royal Guard? They were on standby in case of an attack by foolishly optimistic terrorists. Now if you would continue to oppose me, the very embodiment of the law, then under my regal authority, you shall all be put to death.
Objection!
Oh, come on, this is insane, even for you. You can't possibly get away with something like this. This is a court of law. You can't just order our execution without due process.
Hold it!
Now look, Apollo, truth and due process are certainly important, but so is your life, so think before you speak again. But... So, are we dead, guys? But please, Apollo, do not make this any worse than it already is. I cannot lose you to the Twilight Realm, too. Arg, what am I supposed to do? Sheesh. What am I supposed to do? How do I win against an opponent that can rewrite the law as she sees fit? How can I ever bring her to justice? Is this really how it all ends? It is your life or your accusation, lawyer. You cannot hope for both. It is the time to cease this insanity. What do I do? Should I accuse Queen Garan? What should I do, guys? Accuse or just give up? What do you think I should do? I think I should just give up. I mean, like, what can I do at this point? I'm gonna get shot, I'm gonna get killed, and, accuse! I know what I have to do. Mr. Wright, you know that saying you're constantly reminding me and Athena of? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You never fail to surprise me, Apollo. And Nayuta, you know that creed we've known ever since we were kids? A dragon never yields. Apollo, they are not merely words, they are what's carried us this far. So now it's time to honor these words and the memories of the ones who gave them to us. I couldn't agree with you more, Apollo. Those words are more important to me than you know. And if there's any time to remember them, it's now. It would seem, Apollo, that not one but two auspicious creatures dwell deep within you, a fierce dragon and a virtuous phoenix that shall scatter the clouds hiding the heavens. Hey, welcome back, Mafia Babe. Mafia Babe, we're about to be executed. Nayuta, Phoenix Wright, and Apollo. We're all gonna get dead if we accuse the Queen. The symbolism! I know, right? I shall join you in your death-defying bluff. Uh-oh. The lawyers are gonna die? We'll see. I think I finally understand what those words really mean, and the resolve they embody. Are you smiling, even in the face of certain doom? Is there no end for your defiance to your defiance? Unfortunately for you, no. I won't let fear or even the law force me to abandon the pursuit of truth, because there is another saying in my country, the truth will set you free. Indeed, that is precisely what Dirk sought to do through this trial. He wished for us to break free from a certain despicable spiders immobilizing silk threads. We won't be intimidated by unjust laws or give in to fear. Abandoning the truth like that is just not a part of my playbook. There is only one path before us, revolution. The time to make Dirk's dream a reality is upon us. Nuh-uh. Your Eminence, if you are the law here in Karatin, then your very existence is wrong. Does your desperate bleeding know no end? I know it's a bit late to ask, but what's the plan? Well, if Garan is going to execute us on the spot under the Defense Culpability Act... Viva la Revolution! Viva la Revolution! And the law itself derives its power from the authority of the Crown, then there's only one thing to do. We dethrone her, right here, right now. Alright, but how? It's not like we have a lot of time to come up with the way to do it either. I don't shall allow you to perform another cross-examination while we think. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. We'll be fine. We can give up where we can't give up. Not now. We have to keep fighting to the end. We can't allow these broken trials to go on. It's time to make things right. Are you guys ready for one more twist? I think it's time for one more twist. If I accuse Garan, Nayuta will be subject to the Defense Culpability Act, which means that he will be put to death in accordance with the law. So, the only way out of this is to dethrone Garan right now. Time for main character actions? Yep. Could this be the key to dethroning Garan? Raifa... Channeling... The Founder's Orb! Is the Founder's Orb the key to the revolution? Dirk was convinced that the orb is the key to the revolution, and Karatin's future. In light of Garan's obsession with the orb, it makes a large amount of sense. She probably doesn't want anyone using it to gain spiritual powers and rights to the throne. Inga definitely tried to do just that, but that's where it starts to fall apart. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Miss Faye. After all... he didn't know the Founder's name. Inga didn't know the Founder's name. The name of the Founder is known only to those who become Queen. That means the only people who currently know her name are Garan and Amara. So even if someone else had the orb, they wouldn't be able to channel the Founder. So that begs the question, why is Garan so fixated on the orb? Okay, let's not overthink this. Garan is obsessed with the orb because... Garan wants spiritual power. Could it be? It's hard to believe, but... If she wants spiritual power, does that mean Garan can't channel spirits? That would explain why she had Amara perform the rite of channeling. Is that why she let Amara live? To stand in for her when the time, came to channel spirits? So, if Garan can't channel spirits... she'd... Garan has no claim to the throne! Garan's Defense Culpability Act was established under the Crown's authority. But if she has no claim to the throne, then the DC Act would become null and void. No, not just the DC Act. All of the insane laws she enacted would be swept away in one fell swoop. Well, well, well. Apollo's TV commercial. Oh man, you claim the authority of the crown, you of all people? That's a good one. Have you truly lost it, lawyer? Indeed, I would have the defense explain himself at once. That's silly. Belle. It's easy, your majesty. Why is Queen Garan so obsessed with the Founder's Orb? Why did she let Queen Amara live? And why was she having her mercifulness perform the rite of channeling in her place? The answers to these three questions point to a single conclusion, a fact that will shape this kingdom to its very core. I still do not follow, Apollo. Your Eminence, I have just one question for you, and please be honest. You can't actually channel spirits, can you? Ooh. What? You believe the Queen is not capable of communing with the dead? The defense will explain himself at once. In Karatin, the ability to channel spirits is an absolute requirement for a would-be queen. But Your Eminence, if you were incapable of doing that, then you'd have no claim to the throne. Not only that, but every law you pass would be rendered null and void. And you, the Garan Royal Guard, you seem to be rather enamored with the Queen's supposed spiritual power. But what if she had none? What if she were just an ordinary person, a pretender to the throne? That's crazy talk, impossible. Everyone knows only spirit mediums will become queen. Such blasphemy. On what grounds do you make such a defamatory claim? Hey, stars over Hyrule. We're just about done with this case. We're so close. But how you doing? It's good to see ya. Queen Garan, if you think I'm just out to defame you, then prove it. Give me a second, guys. Let me check something real quick. Give me a second. I'm doing good. I'm awesome. Okay, we're good. Good, how are you? I'm awesome. I'm ready to play this game. I'm to defame you, then prove it. Prove it on using this piece of evidence you want so badly. You want the Founder's Orb? Here it is.
Take that!
All the conditions for summoning the Founder should be in place. With the orb, we know what the Founder looks like. And as Queen, you should know the Founder's name. Kirk. Now, if you would, Your Eminence, please show us the great spiritual power you bear as Grand Priestess of Karatin. Oh, to witness Her Eminence's great power with our own eyes? The Holy Mother will appear before us? Oh, great miracle of miracles! Praise be Your Eminence, may your mighty spiritual power show us the way! Watch the end of your stream so you can see what happened. Awesome. You're gonna see, alright. Enough, I say, you mindless cretins! Your Eminence, can it be that you cannot? No, I want a lawyer. Summon one at once.
Objection!
Catch 22, Garen? I don't know what reference that is, but... aren't you forgetting something? There aren't any lawyers left in Karatin. You can thank your Defense Culpability Act for that. Bruh, you are a lawyer? I know. Well, she's a prosecutor. It's different? Your Eminence, please give us a glimpse of your magnificent spiritual power. Summon Her Holiness so she may guide us. I have heard enough from you. Get out of my sight, all of you. If you truly are capable of channeling spirits, then get on with it already, Your Eminence. Get on with it! You sneaky, underhanded wretch of a lawyer. That reminds me, you said something to this effect earlier. It is time to cease this insanity. Don't you feel stupid for saying that now? Indeed, of all the things she has said, I can think of nothing more ludicrous. Apollo, teach this deceitful, putrid queen a lesson she won't soon forget. Gladly, because it really is time to cease this insanity. Garan, your reign of terror ends here! Oh man, Mafia babe, you're gonna miss the big thing though. But I'll see you soon. Hern. Very well. Demonstrating my facility as a spirit medium is simple enough. Behold, the magnificent power to commune with the dead. Alright, here we go. Oh, your eminence! O great spirit of the founder who dwells in the twilight realm, heed the secret covenant of the orb, and appear here before us. Oh, here it comes! Herg! Huh. What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? Hern! Ah! O spirit of the founder, grace us with your time. The time is now, I beseech you. Bear us before us. Heed my call. Pounder, please. Hern! Nyag! Gasp. Haha. No, wait. I was just warming up. The rite actually starts from now. Look. Herd. Holy Mother. Yay! I know, so powerful, huh? Prosecutor Sadmari, how is her eminence? It seems she now believes that she herself is the Holy Mother. I see, but her attempt at spirit channeling failed, did it not? Sadly, she seems unable to accept the facts. I fear it will be quite a challenge to question her later. And what, if I may ask, was her motive? Understand that she killed Minister Inga in order to prevent his coup d'etat. But what of her attempt done to assassinate Queen Amara 23 years ago? To become queen herself? Maybe she just craved power and attention. She likely developed a psychological complex from her inability to channel spirits. It is why she kept Queen Amara alive to perform the rite of channeling for her. That in that way, it would seem as if she had great spiritual power. In short, she built a cult of personality upon fears and lies. Then again, do not all tyrants? Cult of personality. So then, she never really intended to kill Amara, huh? What I don't understand is why Queen Amara ever even listened to Garan in the first place. You are impressed? Wasn't that fun? Especially 14 years ago, before Raifa was being held hostage. Why would she keep letting the people of Karatin think she was dead? While she kept quietly performing the rite of channeling for Garan. Glad you're not the only one whose brain went there. Yep, you can thank Guitar Hero for that. My mother is a gentle soul by nature, and loves her sister dearly. So when Garan told her to hide because Dirk was out to kill her, she believed it. What's more, she did not wish to tarnish the name of her beloved sister. That is why she acquiesced so obediently to Garan's request to keep channeling for her, until she fled with Dirk and was told the truth, that is. Guitar Hero 3 was sick. I wish I still had it. I would stream it for you guys. No problem. I don't even care if I was VOD muted. To hell and back. So that's what happened. And since Raifa was being held captive, I imagine Amara had no choice but to help cover up the truth behind Inga's murder. Yeah, living secretly as Raifa's servant Nena. No doubt only deepened her love for her daughter. She'd do anything to keep her safe. All the more reason to hide the painful truth from her. Well, that was a case for the ages. Prosecutor Sadmati has been cleared of all suspicion in the murder of Minister Inga, as has Mr. Dirk Sadmati in the assassination attempt on Queen Amara. Now then, I think it's high time I handed down my verdict on Dirk and Nayuta Sadmati. Not guilty! Yes! Oh, finally, guys. Like I said, that was a long flippin' case, wasn't it? Clap, clap. And thus everyone lived happily ever after. Oh, yep. Dirk, I hope you're watching. I prove your innocence. Nayuta's smiling again. And that revolution you've always dreamed of, is finally happening. With this, I may finally say this court is adjourned. So, guys, where would Garan go on the kill this man list? Where does she belong? But is it actually over? We'll see. Way to go, Apollo! I was on the edge of my seat when those guards stormed the courtroom. That was the shocker, all right. Can't imagine anything like that happening back home. I know, right? I was ready to go on down there and teach them a lesson myself. Top of the heap, that one? Even higher than Matt, on guard? Teach him a lesson. Really? I was barely able to hold her back. Hold me back? You were about to go ballistic after a while there, Athena. Yeah, well... I was thinking about helping you smack a few of them down, to be honest. Remind me to never say or do anything to deserve a Maya-Athena double suplex. Did a fine job out there today, Apollo. Thanks for all the great advice, Mr. Wright. Nah, it was all you. That perseverance and never-say-die attitude you showed was impressive. I actually learned a thing or two myself. What? From me? That's a laugh. There were any number of times where I wouldn't have blamed you for giving up. But you stuck it out to the end and came away triumphant. By sheer force of will and inner strength forged in countless trials, you overcame the most desperate and hopeless situation I've ever seen. I don't know about all that. I mean it. You've really come a long way, Apollo. I've nothing but respect for your abilities as an attorney. Really? Aren't you exaggerating just a little bit, Mr. Wright? You did it, Apollo. You finally won his seal of approval. But what about me, Nick? My channeling's come a long way, too. After all, I was deemed worthy enough to be used in 2 major crimes already. Yeah, and 2 major chances for me to become someone for you to channel next. Honestly, I couldn't have done this without the support of each and every person here. Mr. Wright, Athena, Nayuta, and of course, Dirk. That was pretty cool, Polly. Polly? Juicy! Trucy? Trucy, what are you doing here? It's magic! I'm afraid she employed the old let's stow away in Mr. Edgeworth's suitcase trick. What? Though it certainly explained why my suitcase was so heavy. Tell me you at least noticed it was heavier than usual. Trucy? Do you even have a passport? Is Trucy in trouble, guys? Wait! Hey, I am Mel, hello. Welcome. How... Oh, you've been here. I thought you were Belle. My bad. But welcome to the stream. Hello. Good to see ya. My magic panties are an extra-dimensional space. It's like a mini universe in there. I can see the chat now, don't worry. I can see the usernames of everyone. My apologies to ya. Top of the heap, that one. I could produce a passport at the drop of my hat. Right. Maybe some things in this world are better left a mystery. Hornhead, Barbed Head. I am forever in your debt for what you've accomplished in this Justice Hall of Justice. Without your presence, I may have never changed as I have this day. It's pathetic, I know. That's where you're wrong, Your Benevolence. It was you who changed yourself. Only you could choose to defy Garan, and that decision was yours and yours alone. That's right, all we did was present you with an opportunity, and you made use of it with gutso. This victory is yours, Your Benevolence. You should be proud of yourself. I see. So, I am worthy of my title after all. Ha 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 ha. I shall work hard to heal our kingdom, so that it may know peace and prosperity once more. She sure bounced back quick. So, Your Benevolence, I take it you learned the truth of your origins, that you are daughter of Dirk and Queen Amara. Yes, my mother, Her Eminence told me. She said it was part of my disciplining, if you can call it that. Sounds more like blackmail. Keep quiet or I'll tell everyone you're the daughter of a criminal. My mother was so insufferable. Or should I say, my former mother. Sounds like there was no love lost there. But you cleared Dirk's name. My true father will no longer be known as a criminal. Therefore, I have nothing more to fear. So, what's next for the Kingdom of Karatin? I mean, you lost your queen, so Her Benevolence Princess Rayfa will ascend to the throne. Didn't know the Apollo trilogy came out? Yep, that's what I've been playing this whole time. What's this? Oh, cool. That's great. Channel spirits yet, right? Yep, this is the Apollo Justice trilogy, though. Indeed, which is why I will act as regent on her behalf, until the day she comes into her own. Yes, your help will be greatly appreciated, Prosecutor Sat... Big... But... Is she going to say what I think she is? Well, what are you looking at, you born-headed nincompoop? Ka-tonk! Youch! In any event, I will be assisted by Nayuta and Queen Amara for the time being. Queen Amara? Our country offers counsel to the rulers of neighboring kingdoms through channeling. It is a duty I intend to fulfill myself one day, but for now, I will have Queen Amara assist me in that capacity. So then, she's going to be alright? Yes, it seems the bullet went straight through her without doing any serious damage. That's a relief. You did it, AJ! Thanks to you, both Dirk and Nayuta beat the charges against him. And you got the revolution rolling to boot. The revolution? Dirk, I guess you were right to believe in me after all. Yes, sir, there's gotta be some major changes around here. The legal system's gonna return to its rightful state, like how Dirk always wanted. And the name of Apollo Justice will go down in Karanese history. Yeah, right. Oh, Nayuta, before I forget, there was something I wanted to give you before I head back home. You wish to give me something? Yes, as Dirk's birth son, I think you should have this. A picture of your dead father. Nah, maybe this. But just in case I'm wrong...
Take that!
This is Dirk's. I have to get back to the States. And I know you're a prosecutor and all, but as the man that's going to change Karatin, it's only right that you have it. To change Karatin. Yeah, in Dirk's place. Apollo, I am afraid I must refuse your gift. What? Why? There is something I would like to show you. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Mr. Wright, won't you and your friends please join us? Oh, sure. What is it? Spiders! So why do you bring us here, Nayuta? Apollo, I want you to stay here in Karatin. What? But why? We have lost our queen, and our kingdom stands at a crossroads. Most of all, we will need to rebuild our entire legal system. Your cat joined? Hi, cat! Naturally, that includes the reintroduction of lawyers to the court. Wait, you're not asking me to... Yes, I want you to take over this law office. With you as a lawyer and me as a prosecutor, we shall rebuild Karatin's legal system from the ground up. You want me to help you rebuild the legal system? That's a lot to take in. Apollo, I cannot do this without you. As a lawyer, you are Dirk's spiritual heir, and having studied in America, your legal knowledge will be indispensable. This is way out of my league. The revolution is still in its infancy, but it was Dirk's dream to restore the legal system to its rightful state. Will you not help me realize that dream? Come on, AJ, you know it's what Dirk would have wanted. Let's do it together. You must be taken aback by my sudden request, but please give it some thought. Of course. I'm honored that you asked. Still, I have my job back at the Wright Anything Agency to consider, too. Don't you worry about that, Apollo. Besides, this is something only you can do. Something only I can do? I mean, to be completely honest, our office would be a bit short on firepower without you around, but hey. Mr. Wright, Actually, I'm sorry, but I can't get on board with this. Athena? I mean, there's still so much I want to learn from you, Apollo. That's right, it won't be the same without you. And everyone back home would really miss you too. There's no way I can agree to this. Still, if you really wanted to stay... Yeah, Athena's right. It won't be easy, but... Athena, Chusi. Apollo, no one but you can make this decision. Know that I will not question whatever choice you make. Our flight leaves tomorrow morning, Apollo. Think you can make up your mind by then? I'll try. Mr. Hat didn't get to say goodbye. Poor Mr. Hat. Talk about a difficult decision. Should I go back to the US and continue working at the Wright Anything Agency? Or should I stay in Karatin and help Nayu to rebuild the legal system? What's he gonna do, guys? What's the right thing for me to do? What's he gonna choose? May 20th. That's today, right? I don't think it's today, actually. The bus to the airport will be here any minute. I wonder where Apollo is. Do you think he decided to stay here in Karatin? The right thing or the right thing? Yep. I bet he was up all night thinking. This is a life-changing decision after all, but whatever he decides, I'll have to accept it. I guess this means no more courtroom battles alongside him. Hey guys! I know that booming voice anywhere. Huff, puff, huff, puff. Woo! I made it! Huff, puff. Apollo, you're here! Does this mean you're coming home with us? Well, about that. Mr. Wright? Yes? I've made up my mind. Here it is, the moment of truth. I still have so many things to learn from you. But I decided to stay in Karatin. You're staying? But I feel like I have to pick up where Dirk left off. I can't let his sacrifice go to waste. I see. Plus, I want to teach others everything you've taught me about being a lawyer, Mr. Wright. Apollo, Dirk's roadmap for the future, and your teachings, I believe that these two things will save the people of this kingdom from further unrest. I want to do this. No, I have to do this. Apollo, I've never felt prouder. Proud to have had such an amazing attorney working under me. But someday, I'll return to the US. Once the new legal system here is firmly in place, I'll be back. Scout's honor. Will we really see you again, Apollo? You bet. Not that I have any idea how long it'll be, but I promise you this, everyone. I'll keep on learning and growing, and I'll come back to the US an even better lawyer. So don't you forget about me. Of course we won't, Apollo. There will always be a spot waiting for you back at the office. In the meantime, we'll be rooting for you, so knock 'em dead. You got it, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna miss you, Polly. But if this is it, then I'm going to support your choice all the way. Thanks, Chusi. Good luck with your magic act. I know you'll do Troop Gramarye proud. I'll be cheering for you too, Apollo, but don't think you're the only one who's with room to grow. The next time we meet, you probably won't even recognize me. In other words, game on? You bet. I'm gonna win. I'm going to miss you too, Apollo, but I can't wait to see where your new adventure will take you. Well, there's our bus. I guess this is it, Apollo. I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Mr. Wright. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Here's to seeing you back in the US again someday. Until then, you know where to find me. Wow. The legacy of those who came before us. Is handed down from parent to child. And from mentor to disciple, we must never stall or stagnate, but continue to grow and change. All that we've been taught, the beliefs and convictions that have been passed down to us, we must continue to nurture them so we, in turn, can pass them on to the next generation. Plane!
Are you really sure you're okay with him staying, boss?
Uh-huh. I always figured he'd leave the nest someday.
Oh, I think they're almost here.
Just a little. Got it. Huh?
Why don't we go and check it out, AJ?
The new queen! Soon. Not right now, but later. Dark. Aww. For some reason, you was half expecting Maya to take up the mantle. I have no idea why you thought that would happen. Nah, she's a Karain girl, not Karatin. And there we have it, guys. That is how the trilogy ends. Go on, Mr. Hat, introduce yourself. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Nice to meet you. I wanted to take this opportunity to announce my solo debut. Seems Mr. Hat doesn't want Apollo to leave him in the dust. We're fierce rivals, you know. I can't let him all dog the spotlight. It's just not the same without Polly, is it? Yeah, I kind of miss him too. I know, you should go visit him in Karatin. What did you think? Did you like it, guys? It's a great series. Great characters. After seeing Mr. Justice in action, I got thinking, what can I do for Karatin? And it came to me, tourism, that's what. I'll develop Karatin's tourism industry and bring in more visitors. I'll roll out a night tour centered on the Founder's Orb. Oh, and make a museum dedicated to the Defiant Dragons. Boy, the ideas keep on coming. This is the best one. Ah. Yep, this was good. A fitting end to the Apollo Justice trilogy. I want to congratulate you on becoming a forensic investigator, Sky. Thank you, but Prosecutor Sanmari says he has need for me. Starting tomorrow, I'll be working in Karatin for a while. Look at it this way, sure to be an educational experience. True, plus I can't let that kid show me up either. I'll see what I can do for Karatin's revolution. Well, challenges have a way of helping people grow. Look forward to our next investigation upon your return. Edgy's still the best. I love Edgy. Darn that forehead face! Ever since he revealed the secret behind our teleportation trick, show requests have totally dried up. Well, we'll be out on the street if we don't find some work soon. We should take Juicy up on her offer. She said we could make our debut as magicians at the Wright Anything Agency. Shut up! I'm gonna show her up someday and on my own terms. Link fires you up like bitter rivalry. The friggin' twin sisters. Gotta love them. Or hate them, up to you. Excuse me. Whew. Babu! Karatin is just like this child right now, full of life and limited possibilities. Faith that Dirk and my darling Tarrus will watch over them both. Har har har, have no fear. We'll see Dirk's legacy through to the end. Just for Junior there, here's a secret to being a man among men. The old Dad's pose. Wah, wah. Oh, it sounds like little Fate. Come on, little guy, don't be shy. Fate in me. Believe in the future. I've been pulling double duty ever since Apollo left, but that's okay. I'm going to make Simon recognize me for the awesome lawyer that I am. Squeaking in her boots! Shh, Widget! I can do it. I will. Mr. Wright will be calling me his right-hand woman before you know it. Let's do this. You can do it, Athena. Faith in me. The puns were great. I love the pun names in this one. Bucky, how dare you deliver me my order in such a sorry state? Don't be mad, Simon. There was a huge party at my shop yesterday. But, it should still taste fine. Here, try some. You great big pillock. I just lost my appetite because of you. Hard to find good help these days. What do you say, old chum? Oh, it was fun. A fun time. That trial the other day really inspired me. I even created a Rakugo routine based on Shisho's case. It's a mystery story that'll keep flipping the audience's thinking on its head. It's called The Scary Udon Noodle. Hee hee. You're giving away too much in the title. Keeping the Tornado School going is our way of paying penance and repaying our debt to Shisho. That includes Rakugo training for that kid, Owen. Old chum? Good question. My gosh, my throat is dying. Oh, with my newfound mobility, even ancient ruins and their fancy-smanchy Tomb Raider traps are no match for me. Fire! The university where my father worked is letting me help with the dig. One day I'll discover an unknown ancient civilization and dedicate it to him. I'll also be going on a dig in Groton soon. That private justice had better not be slacking off. She was great. Her cat showing her belly. Aww, so cute. I'm going to be super busy now that I'm the head of the Fae Clan. Don't worry, Mystic Maya. I'll do whatever I can to help. Thanks, Pearly. Our first order of business will be to revolutionize Korean Village. Oh, I have an idea. How about opening a store where we can buy new outfits like the city girls wear? Well, look who's all grown up now. But I think there's a few more pressing matters to take care of first. Yeah, you're right. Guess it'll be a while before I get my revolutionary makeover. Poor Pearls. Forever looking like a kid. Mother, now that you have stopped being Nana, I want a new Nana. I wonder if there would be anyone willing to serve you in that capacity. You are quite a handful, after all. I am? With a simple wave of your hand. You would have your attire changed, meals prepared, and even your teeth brushed. To think I put such undue burden upon you, Grand Priestess of Karatin. Fear not, Rayfa. You will have plenty of time in which to make amends. Oh, perhaps you could start with one of your famous shoulder rubs. Girl's got her priorities. Yep. Same for the two that we just saw there. Her benevolence has taken to calling me Braidhead. Even worse, she trembles and her face turns red when she speaks to me. What have I done to deserve such an animosity? While it is truly merciless within the hall of justice to be given such a dismissive name, entirely uncalled for. Oh, what am I to do? Perhaps I shall consult Apollo about this. Your kitty has priorities. Belly rub priorities. Whew. Anything else? I think there's an end credit scene. How is he doing, Mr. Wright? Great. He's respected lawyer in his own right. Even has his own practice called Justice Law Offices. Thank you. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Oh, before I forget, I made a copy of this photo for you. A photo? Oh. Jove. It is so good to see him again. Don't you think it's about time we told them the truth? After all, they've both grown into fine young people now. Yes, you're right. Perhaps it's about time they knew. You know who that was, guys? I think it was Lammy Royer, also known as the Mother. Good stuff, guys. I hope you liked it. Will there ever be another Ace Attorney set in the future, guys? Who knows? I hope so. I would like to see more Ace Attorney games, because they're so fun. How would they continue it? Maybe Athena getting her own game? A new lawyer entering the fray? Phoenix retiring? The Rocking Priest, remember that? Remember this guy? With the best breakout? Little Albie, and the cute little puppy dog. You don't see how they could without introducing new characters. Yeah, they would have to introduce new characters. New characters are focusing on Athena more. In some way. There's Tarust. And Belieb. Mr. Hat becomes the lawyer. That'd be awesome. There's Owen. The clown. It's the clown. Oh yeah. Phoenix versus Apollo. That was quite fun. Especially with this twonk. Politician. If it's not Phoenix, would most people really care that much? Your biggest problem with another series? Yeah, maybe, I guess, it would have to be a new series. New peoples. Maybe if Phoenix has any future kids. Future actual kids besides, Trucy. Or just new lawyers in general. We'll see. If it ever happens, we'll see. Plus, of course, there's fan games to consider, too. Did you know that, guys? There's Ace Attorney fan games out there. Are they good? I don't know. Would be cool if there was another Ace Investigations game with Edgy. I can't believe it's been a few months now. Dear Mr. Wright. See you in the... Dear Mr. Wright, I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay. I'm sorry I haven't been good about keeping in touch, but things have been really hectic. Rebuilding a legal system I'm not yet familiar with has been a real challenge, but I will say it's given me plenty of work to keep me busy. Mr. Wright, did you know there's a prequel game? Have you not given the autopsy report even a courtesy glance, Mr. Justice? It's just, I have 15 clients on my plate right now, though I probably shouldn't have accepted all 15 at the same time. Oh, please. Are you going to help me rebuild Karatan's legal system or not? If you are, then we need to move through this case backlog faster. Yeah, I know, but... Besides, those 15 are only the beginning. There are 10 more awaiting your services. Huh? I too have friends and acquaintances seeking legal representation, and being that you are the only lawyer in the country, I told them to contact you. I estimated it will only add about 16 clients to your caseload. Huh? Now wait just 1 minute. I have been handing out advertisements for your new office. They read, from legal advice to investigating external affairs, even yak milking. For a limited time only, these services and more are free down at Justice Law offices. I have already received requests from 380 new clients. I'm going to have to say something, aren't I? Mimic the style. I've heard of those. Heh, I trust you did your cords of steel exercise this morning. Well, go on. There's no need to hold back. Ha 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 ha. Now that you mention it, we have yet to hear you shout today. Yes, and I have grown quite drowsy from these tedious proceedings. I could use a loud something to wake me up. Do not disappoint me, Hornhead. There's really only one thing to say at a time like this. It's a word I've said countless times in my career, but one I'll never tire of. It's...
Objection!
Yay! And that's the end of the game, guys. Or it would be the end of the game. But this game also came with the DLC case. So I think we'll be doing that case right now. Give me a second, guys. I gotta do a thing. Okay. Here we go. Oh, and this takes place after the 5th case, by the way. Your cat fell asleep. Ah, she is a cat. Special episode, Turnabout Time Traveler. Blimp.
I'm not completely heartless. Throw that time machine you cherish so much overboard with you.
Please take me back. Back to that blissful moment.
It's almost time for the reception, milady.
It actually really worked.
Huh. Time traveling? Was that Larry Butts? I don't know. September 21st, so a lot of time has gone by. Okay, let me make sure I've got this straight. When your magic panties appear, I do a backflip into a handstand, then blow out a candle? No, Athena, you've got it all wrong. You do a backflip through the ring of fire while holding the candle in your mouth. There's no way I'll ever be able to do that. Sure you can. I believe in you, Athena. Chusi, what are you and Athena up to? Athena's agreed to be a part-time performer in my magic show. I couldn't say no to some extra cash, but I probably should have thought it through first. Now it's the human cannonball this, guillotine that. It's not like I have 9 lives, you know. You've made your bed, Athena. Now you've got to lie in it. No, I'm too young to be taking out life insurance policy already. My name is Phoenix Wright. I'm the head of the law of this law office. And since when did you become head of this office, Daddy? I mean, who exactly does all the cleaning, accounting, and scheduling around here, huh? You've got me there, Chusi. This is Chusi Wright. She's my adopted daughter and a magician. And I'm Athena Sykes, the rising star of the Write Anything agency. Or rather, the rising star assistant to Chusi, you mean. If I don't get back into a courtroom soon, I'm going to forget everything I ever learned. Speaking of the courtroom, we haven't exactly had any clients lately, have we? Business is as slow as ever, huh, Nick? Bet you made more money back when you played the piano. He's back! Yo, long time no see. Larry? I haven't seen you in years. What brings you here all of a sudden? Some big news, that's what. Okay. Who's this guy, boss? This is Larry Butts. He's, well, let's just say he's an old friend of mine. So, Larry, what's so big that you had to come and tell me in person? There's somebody I want you to meet. Hey, you can come in now. All right. Whoa. How do you do? Hi? That dress, is that a wedding dress? Yes, it is. My name is Ellen Wyatt. I'm a domestic servant, a maid of the Sprocket household. Sprocket? As in Sprocket Aviation? Yes, that's the one. Wow, Mr. Wright, Sprocket Aviation is a really big airplane company. You've heard of Rainbow Airlines, right? The one they call RAL for short? Yeah, that does sound familiar. Well, it's run by Sprocket Aviation. I see. But what is a Sprocket family maid doing here in a wedding dress? So actually, we decided to get married. You what? I'm not so young anymore, you know? I figured it's time to finally settle down. What? You're getting married? No way. I don't believe it. Besides... Why would someone as well put together as her choose someone as flaky as Larry? You're kidding, right? Jealous? I don't blame you, but green's really not your color, you know? Alright Larry, lay it on me. Oh, I forgot to give you all an update on last night's Disney movie. But yeah, Larry Butts is back, guys. Can you believe it? Last night's Disney movie was amazing. Actually, it was kind of annoying, actually. It was about someone who was worried about going to the doctors, and he had to sleep a little bit earlier. And yeah, he went to bed earlier, and he couldn't watch a thing that he wanted to watch. And then the next day, he went to the doctors and had blood work, and then he went home. Yeah, and that's the movie. It's a movie called Ultima's Boring Trip to the Doctors. What I'm trying to say is that I didn't watch a movie last night because I had to wake up early. So, tonight's a freebie. No movie whatsoever. In all seriousness, Larry, are you really getting married? Not right away, but that's the plan. You're mad that I was right. Well, I did get some bad news from the doctor, by the way. The doctor said that I only have about 3 years left to live. But I can be cured, though. I can be cured. The only cure is Captain Chips watching the Star Wars Christmas special this Christmas. Yeah, that's the cure. So will you do it? You're mad that he's apparently rich and famous now? Well, he just entered the room. Maybe he's just dressed famously and richly. Not right away, but that's the plan. We're gonna elope, see? Like love on the run, I guess you could say. Isn't that right, Ellie? Larry, I do believe there's been a major misunderstanding here. My heart already belongs to another. What about Esper, love? What about Esper, love? We all love, Esper. I'm in love with Soren, not you. Say what? That's about what I thought. But Ellie, baby, weren't you running away with me so we could get married? As I said, you misunderstand. You said you'd help me escape. That's the only reason I ran away with you. There we go. Now's the old, there's the old Larry. Oh, can it cure? Maybe. Could be. Could cure. This is not happening, and I even shook off the police for you. And for what? That's it. We can't be together. My life is over. I'm gonna end it all. Wait, back up. Did you say you shook off the police? Yes, we had to, cause we're lovers on the lam. Sorry, Miss Wyatt, but can you maybe fill me in on what's going on? To tell the truth, I'm being pursued by the police as a murder suspect. But murder? They think you killed somebody? I happened to find a dead body at my reception, but so the suspicion fell onto me. They had me confined in a separate room, and that's when Larry came along and helped me escape. I'm sorry, but what? Oh, Nick, me and Ellie were going to elope. We were going to pull it all on the line for true love. But the police tried to stop us, so we had to scramble to shake them off. Where did it all go wrong? I feel a migraine coming on. Please help me. The police are sure to be intensifying their search. Look, it's even on TV. More news on the murder suspect and an unidentified man on the run from the police. A photo of the suspect, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has just been released by the police. Which to say that the 21-year-old is suspected of clubbing the victim. 25-year-old Dumas Gloomsbury, to death in the wedding reception hall after her banquet. The two fugitives are said to be highly agitated and dangerous. If you see them... You've got to be kidding me. Oh, brother. I guess this means we're technically harboring a pair of fugitives here, huh? Sniffle. Oh, Nick, what's a guy to do? Dolly dumped me hardcore. I'm the one who should be crying. Haven't seen you in ages. Where have you been all this time? You mean you don't know? You've really got us up living under a rock and get out more. Doom and gloom. Doom is Gloomsbury. I'm the hippest, hottest picture book author in the business, Larice Donham. I can't believe you didn't know that I'm taking the picture book world by storm. Oh, but I know you. You're the one who wrote Franzie's Whippity Whip Trip, right? Now that you mention it, I think I did hear something about a one-hit wonder. A one-hit wonder? What the heck, Nick? I'll have you know I just created a brand new character to moderate acclaim. He's mildly popular with the 18 to 24-year-old woman everywhere. Good gods. Oh, this guy. Look, you can see his cute self all over this jacket. What, that heart-shaped pork chop? He's not a pork chop. He's the main character of my latest picture book. A lovable little soul who pierces the hearts of lovers with his arrows of amore. Q Piglet. And you can see this adorable fellow make his debut in Q Piglet's Lovey-Dovey Lark. In stores now. Are you sure? Besides, because I've never seen that book in stores now or ever. Well, if you ever do see it, do me a favor and buy a copy or 10, will ya? But I thought you were taking the picture book world by storm. Anywho, you'll defend Ellie in court, right, buddy? Please, I'm begging you. I didn't murder anyone. I swear I'm as clean as pure as this pure white dress. No psyche locks. No, I guess that means she's telling the truth. But helping a fugitive on the run? What am I getting myself into? There's actually one more thing I really need to tell you. Oh? You might find this hard to believe, but the truth is, I'm a time traveler. Huh? I'm not sure I follow. After the wedding reception, I was attacked. I was moments away from my death. But then, in that instant, I made a wish upon this pendant around my neck, and I went back in time to just before the reception started. Only this time around, the man who was trying to kill me was already dead, and somehow I became the suspect for his murder. It's as if history has been rewritten. Now, wait just a minute here. I don't understand. Are you saying that... Oh dear. Well, what's going on? Mr. Wright, there are police cars outside. Not just one or two, but a whole bunch. Daddy, a whole squad of officers has the building surrounded. What? This is the police. There's no escape. Drop your weapons and come out with your hands up. Nick, what do we do? Heck if I know. I see a bunch of armed officers out there. 1, 2, 3, 44, 45. Wow, talk about overkill. Listen here, you criminals. Think about what you're putting your poor parents through. I'm sure this isn't how they raised you. Think about their smiling faces and their warm home-cooked meals. Heck, who in the heck are you? A detective? Now, hold on there. Hey, you can't go in there. It's too dangerous. Wait! Is everyone okay in here, Mr. Wright? Emma? I'm sorry for all the commotion. So what in the world is going on? Well, I raced on over as soon as I heard that it was Mr. Butts who holed himself up in here, with the murder suspect after he made off with her. And the fleet of patrol cars? The police are being extra careful, because apparently a certain somebody yelled out, "Stay back, I have a bomb!" I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. Well, the police were being so persistent I had to do something, so I tried bluffing. You know, like you do in court, Nick. Please leave me out of this. How in trouble is Larry right now, guys? Aside from the usual amount of trouble. Well, Mr. Wright, I'm bringing this young lady in for questioning. So if you want to talk with her, you'll have to do it down at the detention center. I suppose I should thank you for your thoughtful gift of trouble and mayhem, Larry. Every single game. Every single time we see him, how do we keep getting domestic terrorism charges? It's just what happens. Come on, Nick, we gotta get down to the detention center right away. Listen, Larry, I haven't even decided whether I'm going to take on this case or not. Well, I know you will, 'cause it's you. Guess I've got no choice but to tag along and help then. What? And skip out on me? We've only just started practicing your repertoire, you know? Huh? You better stay and practice with Trucy, Athena. Promise is a promise after all. That's cold, boss. You gotta get me out of this. I can't take it anymore. Let's get practicing, Athena. Next up is some training for the water tank escape trick. Stick your head in this bucket of water and hold your breath for 15 minutes. No! Stop, I'm begging you. Huh? She's getting away. You get back here, Athena. I guess the only person cut out to be Trucy's assistant is Apollo. Well, I guess we better get to the detention center and ask Miss Wyatt some questions. Especially about the whole time-traveling business she was talking about. Tell me the details. Give me all the things. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Wyatt, would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Nick is gonna defend you, Ellie. Isn't that great? Look, Larry, I told you I haven't decided yet. What? You're not going to take my case? Sniffle? Well, I'm never gonna be happy. Miss Wyatt? What the? Did I do something wrong? Miss Wyatt, please calm down. I'm innocent, I tell you. Sniffle. But the police won't believe me. And neither will anyone else. I'm gonna die all alone in a jail cell. She's weirdly cute. For some reason, weirdly cute, yeah. Alright, I'll do it. I'll take your case. Just please stop crying. Sniffle? Really? You will? The fact that Larry was the one who brought you to me had me a little worried, but you don't seem like a killer to me. Oh, thank you. Wah. Thanks, Nick. I knew you'd come through. Did I really have a choice? I guess not. In any case, it doesn't seem like Miss Wyatt killed anybody. Plus, it's not like I'm up to my ears in work at the moment. Miss Wyatt, Ellen, let me do this. Together. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wright. There, it's going to be okay. Now try to pull yourself together. Alright, just give me a moment. Oh, there we go. I'm truly grateful to you for taking on my defense, Mr. Wright. Sure, no problem. Wow, she literally pulled herself together. Alright, what's the deal? Ellen, please tell me everything you can about the incident. Alright, it happened after the wedding reception. I was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. Wasn't Gloomsbury the name of the victim in the news report? Maybe I should listen to what she has to say first, though, before I start asking questions. How dare that guy lay a hand on somebody else's blushing bride? What a creep! That's rich coming from you. Yeah, get ready for a whole case with Larry Butts, by the way. An entire case. No, but what? Well, to tell the truth, Mr. Gloomsbury didn't seem very happy about me getting married. She's jealous much? What a loser! Mr. Gloomsbury had forced me onto the Vista deck and was going to push me off. Oh, how frightening it all was! I was just about to lose my life on what should have been the happiest day of my life. But, so that's why I made a wish upon this pednet. That pednet? Yes, it was a gift from my husband-to-be, Soren. He said it's a symbol of our love. And so you made a wish on it? Now, you may think what I'm about to say is very strange, but I beg the pendant, please take me back to that blissful moment. And do you know what? It worked. It brought me back to just before the reception started. So that's the time-traveling thing you mentioned back at my office? I'm sorry, but I have to say, it's pretty unbelievable. Unbelievable! I knew you'd never believe me. Nick. Ellie here is an honest-to-goodness time traveler. Don't you believe your own client? The magic of that pendant sent her back in time before the creep could kill her. Sure, Larry, sure. But it's really true, I tell you. This pendant is an important part of the time machine Soren made. I begged for it for help and it really did send me back in time. Is she listening to herself? I even experienced the reception again, even though we'd already held it once before. And during it, everyone there acted as if nothing happened unusual was happening at all. Could you not cook while we're talking, please? Alright, so when and how did you come to under suspicion for the murder? Well, after the reception ended, the second reception, I mean, I went back to the reception hall and started cleaning up the place by myself. Hold on. Cleaning? Why were you cleaning on your own wedding day? For my last task as the servant of the Sprocket household. I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet. I see. I started to move one of the decorative lanterns in the room, but it was so heavy I lost control of it, causing it to topple over and break again. Could you not cook while you're talking? I know, right? She's, gonna be a housewife, I bet. That's when I saw Mr. Gloomsbury's dead body inside the lantern. So you simply happened to be the first to discover the body, right? That's right. I just came across it by accident. But I became confused and I didn't know what to do. That's when some of my in-laws saw me and jumped to the conclusion that I had killed him. So this Gloomsbury guy tried to kill, Ellen. But then wound up dead himself after Ellen traveled back in time? A time machine and a magic pendant? How could any of this be possible? Alright guys, explain how the murder happened. Go. Ellie, why don't you tell Nick about that other thing too? About that shadowy figure you saw when you were being attacked. Yes, good idea, Larry. The wedding. So you and Larry here were never planning on getting married, right? That's right. We've only had a few brief interactions, so I can't say I know him at all. Oh, Ellie, how could you say that? You and me are bound by fate, I'm telling you. We're meant to be together. What? Yeah, you're wrong, Larry. Sniffle. I've never been so right, baby. It's as plain as the goatee on my chin. Well, that's another thing now. He has a goatee now. Weird. Larry, don't make me send you to timeout. Now, can you tell me about the groom, Ellen? What's he like? She's ironing now. His name is Soren Sprocket. You know, he's Soren. Loosen, learn to ease off. Oh, this is Larry we're talking about. Is he ever going to ease off? He's the most wonderful man. He is truly my destiny. You say Soren Sprocket? As in... That's right, the next president of Sprocket Aviation. Wait, he's in line to take over the company? He's nothing but a rich, spoiled brat. I'm clearly the better choice. Clearly. Larry, you and Soren are as different as night and day. There's no comparison. Ellie, you're breaking my achy breaky heart. So she's marrying into money, huh? I can't believe Soren chose me, a simple house servant. He's my knight in shining armor, my prince. Oh, my Soren. What about the shadow thing? So what's this shadowy figure you saw, Ellen? It was when Mr. Gloomsbury was attacking me. Right after I made a wish upon this pendant, I started to pass out. But just then, as I lost consciousness, I saw somebody strike Mr. Gloomsbury from behind. You did? Then that person must be the true culprit. Did you see who it was? I'm afraid not. Have you told anybody else about this? I told some of my in-laws, but nobody took me seriously. They said it was all just a dream. I can't exactly say I blame him. I mean time travel? Larry, for my peace of mind, please tell me that figure wasn't you. Of course it wasn't. Imagine. Wouldn't that be a big twist? Larry is the murderer this time. Spoilers, he's not. I guess I've asked her all I can for now. Spick and span, spick and span. Ellen, what are you doing? I want to make everything clean and beautiful for when Soren comes. You suddenly wonder. Spoilers, he's not. It's someone else. I can't have my future hubby come into a dirty room now, can I? It has to be spotless, just like this white dress. Spick and span, spick and span. Let's hope we can wipe away all suspicion from you soon, too. Nick, we better get to the crime scene right away. What? You're coming too? Of course I am. If I solve the crime and reveal the true killer with my super sleuthing skills, Ellie might change her mind about me, you know? You never get the message, do you, Larry? Next stop, the mooring dock in Sprocket Park. Come on, Nick. Let's go. I don't think he could kill even if he wanted to be honest. Ooh. I want to fly in one of these things. How expensive is one if I wanted to buy one? So this is Sprocket Park, but where's the reception hall? Reception hall? Oh, that's... Wow, looky there. What is it? I just spotted me a cute mamacita. Don't wait up, Nick. Hold on, where's the reception hall? Sorry, Nick, a man's gotta stop and smell the roses when they appear. Yes. Crap. I am an artist after all. Oh, miss, yoo-hoo! Oh my god. Arg, I thought he was going to take me to the crime scene. Ah, well, I'm sure he'll come slinking back when he inevitably gets rejected. I'll just take a quick look around until then. Move. Arg, that Larry, I guess I'll just keep looking around here till he gets back. Whoops. Guess we could use the map, huh? Wow, this thing's really banged up. You looking at the sign? They say it got damaged by heavy winds yesterday. A big gust sent that bench flying into it. Well, that's what they're saying, anyway. I see. The wind caused that. More like a tornado. The repair guy was saying, don't touch, it's dangerous. I see. Thanks for the heads up. Poor guy. Looks like it was a lot of work. What's this thing? The bench. This bench hit the sign, huh? Hopefully it didn't hit a person, too. That would be a catastrophe. I guess from now on, whenever I'm walking around outside, better be on the lookout for unidentified flying furniture, too. A UFF. Wow, that airship is huge! Oops, didn't mean to say that out loud. I've only ever seen airships like this up in the sky, but I've gotta say, they're mighty impressive when you can see them up close like this. Hey, sorry about that. I actually thought you'd be back sooner. Didn't work out, huh? Lay off, man. I wasn't on my game today. So now that you're done, you mind telling me where the reception hall is already? What do you mean? It's right here in front of you. Huh? Right in front of... Wait, what's that say? Flying Chapel? Do you mean to tell me... Yep, Ellie's reception was on that airship. Whoa, a sky-high reception hall? Yep, and that's where you'll find the crime scene. Man, not only does that airship fly through the sky, but the space-time continuum too. But the happy couple's honeymoon got left far behind when it made the time skip, though. Here, check the airship out for yourself with this pamphlet. Okay. By the way, I figured you could use some backup, so I called in some help for you. You did? Yep. Should be here any minute now. Vroom. Car. That red sports car. Larry, don't tell me you called. You know it, buddy. I trust you've been well, Wright. Surprise! Now admit it. That was a pretty good Mr. Edgeworth impression, wasn't it? Maya, what are you doing here? Larry called me up. He said something about it finally being time for him to tie the old knot. But that's funny. I'm pretty sure he mentioned something about being here with his bride. Maya, I know this is sudden, but please marry me! Nick, what's Larry talking about? He was dumped by his bride. Well, by his imaginary bride, anyway. Wow, poor Larry. That's a new low, even for him. But, hey, imaginary girlfriends never hurt anyone, right? More power to him. This is Maya Fey. She's been abroad for her training as a spirit medium, but now that her training is over, she's back home here in the States. That's right, the new and improved Maya Fey is on the scene. Spirit and girl power at the ready. Heh, look at you, Maya, all grown up and as cute as ever. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. If I ever got married, I'd miss out on all the fun of always meeting somebody new. I see you haven't changed a bit, Larry. Yay! The gang's back together, guys. All friends, all three friends. Edgeworth, I figured that car belonged to you. But when did you become Maya's chauffeur? It's nothing like that. I just happened to run into her en route and picked her up. And by run into her, I mean she jumped out in front of my car. I nearly ran her down. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's a friend of mine and the district's chief prosecutor. I heard he's been busy lately. So what brings you here? Wait, don't tell me Larry called you up too. He did. However, I have business of my own here at the crime scene. Business? What kind of business? Just so you know, Wright, I am the lead prosecutor on this case. Yep, Edgeworth's the prosecutor, guys. Just like the old days. What? You? Yes. It appears we'll be standing on opposite ends of the battlefield this time around. So I'll be up against Edgeworth tomorrow. But I don't get it, Edgeworth. What about this case warrants the personal attention of the district's chief prosecutor? It's a bit complicated, to say the least. In what way? The groom is a member of the Sprockets, a family with immense influence. If his bride were to stand on trial in court, it would sully the Sprocket name. So they tried to apply some pressure on the prosecutor's office. Pressure to settle it amicably, right? What do you mean, settle it amicably? It means that they're trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug. Wow, Sprocket Aviation really has that much clout? Yes, they have especially strong ties in both the political and judicial worlds, to the point where no one dares to oppose them. Don't tell me that includes you. Don't be ridiculous, Wright. It's quite the opposite. The prosecutor's office is filled with cowards, as I found out. Every last one of my subordinates was loath to prosecute a Sprocket. So that's why you decided to take on the case yourself, right? That's right. I will personally see to it that justice is served. I always prosecute to the utmost of my abilities, regardless of who I'm up against. For that is a part of my creed. Nothing and no one can sway me from that, not even the almighty Sprockets. Right. If they think they can use their influence to bend the truth, then they have another thing coming. You know, I almost feel sorry for them. They were only trying to protect their interest. But all they got instead was you. Edgy, come on, man. How can you prosecute my poor sweet Ellie? What kind of heartless and heartless jerk are you? I'm simply doing my job. And I'm warning you, Wright. I won't hold back. Not for you or anyone else. Thanks for the warning, Your Righteousness. So, how's it going, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? Busy as always, I presume? Of course, unlike somebody who has too few clients and too much time on his hands. Huh? Guess that explains why your brow is more furrowed than the last time I saw you. Maybe you should learn to relax a little, Edgeworth. Nice try, Wright. But as always, I have no intention of showing anyone any mercy, including you. As inflexible as ever, I see. Besides, I think I've mellowed out a bit with age, so if anything, those furrows should have smoothed out a little as well. Honestly, Edgeworth, are you really that blind to yourself? Excuse me? He's really self-conscious about those lines, isn't he? Edgeworth, about this incident, don't forget, Wright, I'm the prosecutor for this case. Need I remind you that I'm not in the habit of sharing information with my adversaries? No, I guess we are adversaries for now. And you, Larry. Me? I'd like you to come with me. You have a lot to answer for after that little stunt you pulled with the suspect. But Edgy, we're old pals, aren't we? Personal appeals won't work on me, Larry. Now come along. Well, Nick, help me out here! And there goes the car. Is it just me, or is Mr. Edgeworth as relentless as ever? Yeah, I guess some things never change. So much for mellowing out. Well, Nick, we'd better hop to it too. Hop to what? Investigating the crime scene, of course. What else? It's been a long time since you and I teamed up like this. This is going to be fun. Fun, huh? It has been a long time, though, since we were last together like this. All right, to the crime scene then. Yeah, and away we go. Isn't that great? Maya's our assistant again. Just like the old days. Oh my gosh. Look at this fancy place. So this is the reception hall. According to the pamphlet, we're right here. Yikes, we're pretty high up, but at least we're indoors, so it doesn't seem so bad. Goddamn. What's the goddamn? The old stuff going on again, like the old days. Oh, look, Nick, it's Emma. Hey, Emma, over here. Is this supposed to be a lead to the Professor Layton games? No. The Professor Layton games took place before the first Apollo Justice game, and a little after the Trials and Tribulations. But hey, that's another idea. New Phoenix Wright versus Ace Attorney? That would be cool. Mr. Wright, Maya, does this mean you've taken the case? Yeah, that's how things kind of turned out. So, do you mind if we take a look around? Be my guest. We've pretty much wrapped up our investigation, so go right ahead. Now's a good chance to find out more about the case from Emma, too. Hi, Emma. Edgeworth wouldn't tell us anything about this case, so do you think you could give us a rundown? Well, seeing as he's going to be prosecuting, I'd expect him to be tight-lipped about it. The incident occurred yesterday, on September 20th. It happened after the wedding reception, which lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., huh? Got it. By the way, you didn't hear about any time traveling or anything, did you? Time traveling? What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Forget it. That's pretty much the response I expected. The victim's name is Dumas Gloomsbury. Dumas Gloomsbury. That's a weird name. He was a servant in the Sprocket family household. Ellen was a maid for that family as well, so that means the two of them were co-workers? Yes, they apparently knew each other. Mr. Gloomsbury was the lead servant, after all. He was very serious about his work, but he was also a very closed and private man. So the other servants called him Mr. Gloom and Doom behind his back. If he was the lead servant, he must have been higher ranked than Ellen. What makes the police think Ellen killed this man, a guy who was essentially her boss? We don't know the defendant's motive yet, but the circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body don't bode well for her. And what circumstances are these exactly? Well, some of her in-laws saw what looked like the imminent aftermath of the murder. The suspect was standing in front of the body with the murder weapon still in her hands. But why would the bride, who was just about to start a happy new life, kill someone? Do the police have an explanation for that? Yeah, about that. I believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought back. But why did he attack her to begin with? Well, a mere servant girl was going to suddenly be the wife of the future president. Mr. Gloomsbury must have been more than just a little jealous of her. So this Mr. Doom and Gloom attacked Ellen first? But if she was only trying to protect herself, wouldn't that count as justified self-defense on her part, Nick? It would. There's a good chance she'd be acquitted if we could prove that, but wonder what Edgeworth will have up his sleeve to counter that claim. But wow, a servant girl marrying the future president of such a huge company? It sounds like a modern-day fairy tale. It does, doesn't it? Thing is, not everyone was on board with their union, apparently. The murder weapon. So what was the murder weapon, Emma? The clock with the secret mechanism built into it. It was on display here in the reception hall. The suspect was holding it when the murder was discovered, so the victim was clubbed to death with this, huh? But that's funny. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell. Maybe it was wiped off in an attempt to tamper with the evidence. But there was definitely a luminol reaction, and it matches up with the shape of the injury, so it's gotta be the murder weapon. Which means it's probably not. Am I right, guys? What a funny looking clock. They call it the timekeeper. The idea is that it's a time machine. Every time the couple sees it, it'll bring them back to the memory of their wedding day. A time machine, huh? Come to think of it, Ellen said her pendant was a part of a time machine. Wonder how the secret mechanism in this thing works. Marriage. The suspect never had any family or relatives to depend on, so she was working as a live-in maid for the Sprocket family to support herself. So a maid with no family or fortune was set to marry the president's son, huh? Guess it's not surprising that ruffled a feather or two. Yes, apparently the groom's parents and all of his other relatives were strongly opposed. But that didn't stop the young couple from deciding to go ahead with their wedding. Love flourishes in the face of adversity. Oh, is that how it works? Yep. If you ever have any questions about love, just ask me. I'm a qualified expert. I spent all of my spare time in Karatin watching soap operas on TV. I'm not sure that's enough to make you a qualified anything, Maya. Oh, and by the way, I heard the suspect faced her fair share of harassment too. And from the sound of it, it got pretty ugly for her. So even though this incident could cause a huge scandal for the company, it might be a boon for those who oppose their marriage to begin with. After all, with Ellen's arrest and everything, the marriage is most definitely off now. Alright, let's examine some sures. Like this thing here. This must be the lantern the body was found in. Ellen managed to move it quite a ways. It looks like a cow, but it's pretty badly broken. It's not a cow, Nick. That's Pegasus, the flying horse. No way, it's definitely a cow. It's got horns and everything. But look, it has wings. Cows don't have wings. So it's Pegasus, I tell you. Oh, I know. That pamphlet should tell us. Let's see. Apparently it's called a pegamoo. I did not see that coming. Yet somehow the name really captures the essence of what this creature is, you know? Huh, that's strange. What is? Well, this pegamoo is definitely a male pegabull, right? Yeah, I'd say so. What's with the horns and all? Okay, well, that pegamoo over there is also a pegabull. But take a look at the pamphlet. See? The one on the right says pegabull, but the other one says pegacow, a female pegamoo. Right. The pamphlet goes on to say how they have pegamoos for the happy couple. So for Ellen's ceremony, there should have been a male and female pair of pegamoos, but for some reason there are two males here. Maybe somebody made a mistake when they were setting up the room? It's hard to believe a fancy place like this would make that kind of blunder, though. In any case, we'd better check this thing out. Alright, what's this? Did this come from the lantern? It's covered in blood. Maybe it's got on there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern. Can you imagine going to open a door and finding the knob covered with blood? That'd be bloody awful, to say the least. Ha 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 ha. So this is where the body was found. And the first person to find it was Ellen. Emma, what can you tell me about the condition of the body when it was found? Let's see, the victim was apparently hit on the back of the head. Here's a photo of the scene as we found it. What else? There's a paper. Hey, what's this? Oh, let me take a look. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. Looks like a note outlining the murder plot. Whoever wrote it has better handwriting than me, but it looks like they wrote it in a rush. And why do you say that? Because the writing is only smudged starting from the middle of each line. That happens when a right-handed person with a slight hook writes in a hurry. I do it sometimes myself when I'm not paying attention to where my hand is on the page. Guess I'll take your word on that, Miss Bad Handwriting Expert. Hey, even I don't smudge my handwriting this badly. Alright, let's get back to the note. That note was apparently written by the victim, but why would he feel the need to write instructions for himself like this? Are you sure the victim wrote it? I sometimes write a note to myself before I go shopping. Potatoes, carrots, onions, flour. Maya, are you craving curry rice or something? Whoops! So Emma, where's this Vista deck the note mentions? It's that heliport you see right outside the window over there. So we'd planned on pushing Ellen off from there. What a monster! Cool. Another evidence. What do you think this is, Maya? It looks like a flower petal to me. What an unusual shape for a flower petal. Do you suppose it's from one of the flowers here in the reception hall? No, I don't see a single flower like this at any of the tables. Wonder where it came from. I guess that's about does it for this lantern. What about this one? Wow, look at the horns on this flying bovine. It must be a bull. It seems he's made it through the ceremony in one piece. By the look of those wheels, I bet he can be rolled around rather easily, too. Yeah, I bet it would be quite a hassle if you had to lift and carry him everywhere. And this is where what the backside looks like. What's that by the bottom of his tail? A wheel handle? Oh, I get it. This way they can get inside to change the light bulbs. I see they left the wheel handle on the inside unpainted. I guess they figured nobody will see it, so why bother? Makes sense to cut costs where you can. Well, overall, I can't say that I see anything strange about this thing. For now. What do we got? Lots of cool things here. It's a fog machine. I wonder if they used it during the reception. Oh, hey Nick, go stand over there for a second. Why? Just because. Now go. Alright. I've got a bad feeling about this. Fogmaster 9000 on! Maya, no! Huh? Aw, nothing happened. Looks like it won't work without some dry ice. Darn it, all I wanted to do was surround you in a thick cloud of smoke. Oh, Maya. That Maya. Anything over here? Oh, there's this. What do we have here? It looks like a business card wallet. I wonder whose it is. That face looks awfully familiar. Yes, it does. Guess I'll bring it to him later. Whose thing is that, guys? Well, I guess that just about does it for the crime scene. Hey, Nick, I want to see the rest of the airship. We might as well since we're here. True, we might as well even run into some of the other people involved in the case. Oh. Nick? How long has that guy been standing there? I didn't even notice him until just now. Excuse me, are you with the Sprocket Aviation? Huh? Nick, he wrote something on that paper airplane. Guess we're supposed to read it then. Let's see here. Get out intruders. Well, that was a rather cold welcome. I feel like this one is either going to be a wicked mindbender or more straightforward than it should be because you're not picking up on anything quite yet. Well, yeah, we're just investigating the crime scene. You haven't even seen a single person yet. Mute? What do you mean mute? Or this guy? You're saying this guy is muted. Thought you said my stream was muted for a second. Jeez. Mr. Wright, Maya, meet the lone son of the president of Sprocket Aviation. He's the mute. Soren Sprocket, or to put it another way, the future president of Sprocket Aviation. So he's Ellen's fiance? Oh, there he goes. He's kind of an eccentric. I hear he's the genius inventor behind many of the Sprocket Aviation's business successes. An inventor, huh? Yep, he even designed this airship. That's pretty impressive. Nick, this is no time to be standing around gawking. We have to go after him. We need to ask him some questions about Ellen. Oh, right. It looks like he was heading outside. Well, I did everything here, I guess. To the... I guess mooring dock? You got some splaining to do. There he is. Excuse me, could we talk to you? Excuse me, do you mind if I ask what you're doing? He sure is riding up a storm. It is possible. If an enormous change in mass could be detected and theoretically matter can retain its form crosses the event horizon. But let's just see what he has to say about Ellen. Nope, he's not a mute. Sad to say. He's just quiet. Excuse me, but we'll be representing Ellen in court tomorrow. So could we ask you about the case? That would have been interesting. Yeah. Maybe he's just smart, but doesn't like to talk to people. Ow! What the? Not interested? Not interested? How can you say something like that? This is about your fiancée. She's under arrest, you know. The diameter of the airship is approximately 80 feet. The amount of energy necessary to remove the matter comprising the amount of masses. He's off in his own little world. I can't believe he said he was not interested in talking about his own bride's arrest. Just have to talk to him on his level then, with something he might be interested in. Yeah. Take the attorney's badge. Okay, maybe not. Even some small, vague detail will do. Oh boy. Showing him the wrong thing is gonna lead to a long cutscene. Ack! This guy really doesn't want to talk, does he? What about your pendant? Could you take a look at this? Is that Ellen's? Ellen told us that she traveled through time during the incident. She said it happened after she made a wish on this pendant. You mean to say you two are Ellen's lawyers? Yes, I just told you that a minute ago. Sorry, I was lost in thought. He wasn't even listening? Oh boy. He's not at all what I expected, based on Ellen's gushing testimonial anyway. Ellen. We'd like to ask you about Ellen's case, if you don't mind. I don't know a thing about it, so why don't you go ask the police? In other words, not interested. This guy's the worst. Now I feel sorry for poor Ellen. In that case, can I ask you about how Ellen traveled through time? Go on. Guess that got your attention. So, is time travel really even possible? Yes, it is possible. Alrighty then. At the same time, it is also impossible. The pendant I gave Ellen is not supposed to operate as a time machine by itself. What do you mean? The timekeeper, the clock that had displayed it in the reception hall, that is the body of the time machine. The pendant is simply a part. That clock was the murder weapon, wasn't it? But it's the time machine too? What Ellen experienced is akin to traveling down a road by car key. Physically and metaphysically, it should be impossible. Unless, maybe the quantum system inside the pendant somehow accidentally interfered with the natural flow of the fourth dimension? We're losing him again. Maybe we'd better ask him some more about the time machine. So, you've been researching time travel, have you? Moving through the space-time continuum would be a man's ultimate means of travel. Time travel as a mode of transportation? Since the dawn of time, man has developed various methods of transportation. Horses, steam engines, gas engines, airplanes, spaceships. But they are all fundamentally similar, in that they constitute three-dimensional movement. Travel through the space-time continuum would shift mankind into a new paradigm. I don't know why, Nick, but I'm getting awfully sleepy all of a sudden. For generations, rocket aviation has advanced the development of transportation. Therefore, it's only natural that I would research time travel as man's next great leap. Yawn. Oh, is he done? So what exactly does all that stuff he was saying mean, Nick? Well, basically it's like taking a hamburger joint and adding a drive-thru to it, I guess? Oh, I get it. It's the same burger, but with a quicker and more efficient delivery system. So what Soren really wants to do is launch humanity into the future. Launch, not lunch, or lunch humanity. But do you really believe that time travel is possible? It only becomes truly impossible when man stops daring to believe. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you want to understand. Did you hear that, Nick? Time travelers really do exist. All I know is Soren isn't the easiest guy to wrap your head around. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the way he talks. It's full of hope for the future. He's more passionate than I thought, too, when it comes to inventions anyway. Yeah, his apparent lack of concern for Ellen is troubling, though. So, I heard that the rest of the Sprocket family was opposed to your marriage. What are your thoughts on that? Master Soren! Oh, hello. It is time for the meeting on the next term's project. What is this? Daydreaming about your inventions again? Tut tut, you are the future president. You must consider the business side too. Oh my gosh. It is I found Soren. Send the car over at once. I'm not interested. Oh, Master Soren, you do give me quite the headache at times. Butler, do you think? In any case, your attendant is waiting. Please go to him now. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, where are my manners? My name is Pierce Nichody. Nickety? Pierce Nickety. Please call me Pierce. Pierce Snickety. Purse Snickety. I am the Sprocket family butler. Nick! A butler! I didn't know they actually still existed. I thought they were just on TV and stuff. And who might you be, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright, Ellen Wyatt's lawyer. And I'm his assistant, Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium. Oh, so it is you. I am most grateful to you for taking on Miss Ellen's defense. You have my sincerest thanks. Don't mention it. So hey, speaking of the case... Oh, one moment, please. Wow, what a beautiful pocket watch. Oh, this? It's just a bit of a good luck charm. That's one expensive good luck charm. But I guess it makes sense, knowing that time is pretty important in his line of work. So I guess that pocket watch is as important to him as my attorney's badge is to me. There is a little time before I must attend to Master Soren again. Why not come to Sprocket Manor? Huh? You mean to Soren's home? As a token of appreciation for taking on Miss Ellen's defense, I would like to serve you some delicious tea and refreshments. Oh boy, Nick, a fancy high society tea party with high-class snacks and everything. And what about the investigation? Are you kidding? What better place to investigate next than Soren's house? I don't know. Do you really think his house is going to give us any new leads? Of course it will. I say we take the butler up on his kind offer and go to Soren's place. Alright, you win. Very good. To Sprocket Manor, then. Okay, let's go to the foyer. Ooh, what a high-class looking place this is. Very old-timey looking, too. Wow, this place does not disappoint. Ooh, I'm so excited. Whoa, slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions, huh? That's why you invited us here? I am sorry to have tricked you like this, but this is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family's reputation. Aw, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks too. There, Maya, don't cry. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man. Hey, Nick, look at that cute vintage radio. Radio? Oh, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head. I'm gonna take a closer look. Crash. I thought I told you to settle down. I'm sorry. Not to worry. Cool. Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I am not only the butler, but I am also Sprocket Aviator's Repair Department Director. One might say that patching things up is my speciality. That was incredible! What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway? It's my FXR-UPR. Fixer Ooper. The pun names just don't end, guys. Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though. That's so cool. I wish I had one of those. Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have gotten sidetracked. He must be in shock over Mr. Gloomsbury's death. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. I should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. Yeah! Let's examine the thing on the floor. Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Well, look at that. It's a Flying Chapel key card. The Flying Chapel? What areas on the Flying Chapel require a key card, if I may ask? Mostly areas we want to keep the public out of, such as the staff room and the hold, which is chock full of machinery. So you can't enter those areas without a key card? That's right. This one here belongs to Ellen. Wait, what's Ellen's key card doing here? Did Ellen come back here after the incident occurred? I don't believe so, and she was arrested by the police straight away this morning. Although, there was a strange man with a gaudy jacket in here earlier. Was that man wearing a beret by any chance? Yes, he was. As a matter of fact, he was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. Oh, Larry. I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? Oh, are those pictures of the wedding reception? Yes, I took them with my trusty camera here. Do you mind if we have a look at that photo? Be my guest. Take a look, like as long of a look as you'd like. Ah. Well, what do you think of this gorgeous dreamscape? A thick fog billows across the room, making it look as if the couple were walking on clouds. On clouds. Wow, look at how beautiful Ellen is here. She looks a little nervous, though. She does, doesn't she? Hey, look, there's Pierce. Really? Where? Right there, behind the sweetheart table. Hey, you're right. I bet he was there attending to the happy couple of the whole dinner. So what do you think, Nick? Does anything in this photo stick out to you? No, not at the moment, anyway. Hey, Nick, if Ellen really did travel back in time, do you think this photo is of the second reception? You know, after the time jump? I wonder. Excuse me, sir? Yes, can I help you? Ellen told me she traveled back in time. Did you happen to know anything about that? Oh, no, I haven't had the foggiest idea what you're talking about. He clammed up faster than a clam. Than a literal clam. Hey Nick, now here's a real lady. She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? I wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship. That is Selena Sprocket. Selena. Soren's elder sister. Beautiful and capable, she was a great lady. Soren's sister? I think I see the resemblance. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her. What about the radio? Don't you dare touch that radio again. Looks like an expensive antique. What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again. I really hope he's nice enough to waive the repair bill. Talk. About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you could call it a gut feeling. I see. I guess we have different opinions then. Do we now? The prosecution says that when Gloomsbury attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. Or rather, that is the consensus of the entire Sprocket family. Even so, I heard an interesting story from Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Said that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. I fear you are mistaken. All we sought was merely a legal consultation. Besides, none of it matters now, as she is no longer a part of this family. Fortunately for us, they had yet to get their marriage license before holding the banquet. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose. I realize how callous I must sound, but my duty is to protect the Sprocket family, and more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. I will do anything to achieve that goal. That is my job as the Sprocket family butler. You know, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth would get along really well, don't you think? Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Okay. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? She must have been delirious. There is no need to take such a claim seriously. Soren himself said that time travel was possible though. Master Soren said that. It sounds like he is still stuck in the past. He's psychologically stuck, I take it? Ring, ring! Excuse me. What is it? I see. I believe I told you the madam will be having milk tea. Still, have lemon slices at the ready, just in case. You must not disappoint her, understand? You sure are busy. All in a day's work. Still, we really do need Master Soren to start focusing on the business side of things soon. Could you tell us a bit about that thing you mentioned about Soren's past? There is something in Mr. Soren's past that he wishes he could change. Please forgive me. That isn't something I should be sharing with strangers. I really want to know what Soren's still hung up on. It was sometime after the reception. Some of the master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception hall, and that is when we saw it. A woman standing in front of the victim with the bloody murder weapon in her hand. Oh dear. It was none other than Miss Ellen. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like. That's right, she just happened to find the body. I do not know what Miss Ellen had told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the deed had been committed. And this is what I told the police who came in response to my call. I see. So Pierce was the one who reported it to the police, huh? Okay. What about the picture? Pierce, the woman in this photo was Soren's older sister Selena, right? don't think we met her yet. Yes, about that. He seems hesitant all of a sudden. If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? Alright, very well. She's a big part of Master Soren's past, after all. Soren's past? Master Soren will become the next president of Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Miss Selena Sprocket, Master Soren's elder sister, was next in line. So why isn't she becoming the next president? Because she died in a car accident. What? I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car with her at the time of the accident. Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes devastated him. Ever since then, he has buried himself in his research on time machines. He also became a quiet and meticulous, almost compulsive, note-taker around then. He seemed so stiff and robotic, I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside him. Master Soren had abandoned the company business and spends all his time on inventions. As the family butler, I am truly concerned. I believe it is high time he let go of the past. If only the Avengers and Iron Man were here. I guess we'll present everything else. This incident has severely damaged the company's reputation. Expect reservations for weddings, and the Flying Chapel will face an unfortunate decline. Pierce, you just lost a subordinate, yet all you can think about is the business? I'm not made of stone, I assure you. But if the company were to go under because of this incident, countless employees would lose their jobs. I see. To be honest, I wish we could have hidden this tragedy from the public. But now that it's going on trial, I suppose there is nothing to be done about it. So as the fate of the company depends on this trial, this is more than I bargained for. And what is this? Just wondering if there is anything you can tell me about it. I'm afraid not. I see. Time is money, as they say, so perhaps you should learn to spend it more wisely. Right. Good advice, but his chilly attitude is giving me some serious goosebumps. Yeah. Click. Gloomsbury. How could he do something so deranged? It is truly a shame. As a servant, he was a cut above the rest. Mr. Gloomsbury worked under you, correct? Were there any signs that he was going to do anything like that to Ellen? No, he gave no indication whatsoever. If only I'd realized what he was up to sooner. I see. If only. Alright, same thing. Broken lantern. Click. Timekeeper. Master Soren made the Timekeeper as a symbol of their love for each other. A symbol now tainted with blood. I can only imagine how shocking this must be for Master Soren. But surely Soren believes in the woman he loves? Master Soren has the future of Sprocket Aviation to think about. He cannot afford to let his personal feelings affect his judgment. That's awful! You might think so, but that's the kind of responsibility he must bear. All because he's in line to be the next president, huh? Sounds like he's not going to be easy to find out how Soren really feels about anything. The pamphlet. This incident has severely damaged the company's... statement. And what is this? Some BS. Master Soren made the Timekeeper as a... Never mind. And I'm pretty sure we don't do the Ace Attorney badge. We'll do it just in case, though. Alright, guess we'll examine a couple more things. No new talkie-talks. Made! Flowers. Oh, it's the bridal bouquet. Hey, Nick, how about I throw it? And you try to catch it. Why me? Just because? I bet you'd look hilarious flailing around trying to grab it. But doesn't tradition dictate that it's the ladies that go after the bouquet? Who cares? Just catch it. Here. Ow! Hey, you threw it right at my face. Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet. Trust me. Why not? They say it's bad luck to catch the bouquet of a marriage that doesn't last. But I already caught it. Whoops. Too late now, huh, Nick? Hey, Nick. What are you doing here? Larry? Oh, man. Edgy gave me a heck of a hard time. Larry, what are you doing here? I came to promote my new character, Q Piglet. I was hoping Sprocket Aviation would do some kind of tie-in with me for it. Wow, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You could learn a thing or two from him, Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them? Now is not exactly the time for that, in case you haven't noticed. See, and this is why you'll never be rich. Actually, Larry, I've been meaning to ask you something. You were there on the Flying Chapel yesterday, right? Huh? Was I? What were you doing there? Nothing. Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of, but never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with you weren't involved in this case. Where were you? Larry? Hey, he took off. I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Oh, there's the old quote. Come on, Maya, after him. Oh, are you leaving so soon? We, have to run. And off he goes. Thank you for making time for us. I know you have to investigate, but please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. Yes, of course. It was said in the first case in the first game, and now it's said in the last case of the last game. Or the DLC case. Which is, I guess, the last case. The mooring. There he goes. Hey, Larry. Hey there, friend. Fancy meeting you here. There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that? Huh? Me? I don't know what you're talking about. A bolt of inspiration for my new picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like a Q-piphany, you dig? Right. He's just going to keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick? Come on, Larry. I know you were on that airship, so what did you see? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything because I was never on that stupid airship. Yep. Should have seen this coming, right? Psyche locks. You say something? The spiritual power of this Magatama allows me to see these mystical locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something from me. They're called Psyche locks, and when I see them, I simply present the Magatama to try my hand at breaking them. If I can unlock them, I'm sure to finally get a straight answer out of him. Still counts. Yep. Don't think Larry's capable of playing dumb. He can't play dumb. He is dumb.
Take that!
I'll make the attempt to do it on my own. This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding. I'm telling you, Nick, you got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with this case whatsoever. Oh, come on, Larry. Even a baby could see through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person.
Take that!
You're the one who brought Ellen to my office in the first place. And all those cops. Nothing to do with the case whatsoever isn't gonna cut it this time, Larry. You have to lie, at least do a better job of it. Wah! Don't diss me, Nick. If you're so convinced I'm lying, then let me ask you this. What makes you think I was on that stupid old airship anyway? Let me see some proof, if you've got any. Doubling down, are you? Fine. Want proof, Larry? Here's proof that you were on the airship.
Take that!
Uh-oh. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? I found it in the reception hall. Gah! Time is to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly are you hiding? Wah! Alright, fine, you got me. I'll tell you everything. Yay! We got him. Larry, what were you doing on that airship anyway? Well, I went there to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign they ordered from me. Huh? I didn't know you took on real jobs like that too. Well, for your information, my wedding welcome signs are very popular on the net. And that's how you met Ellen? Uh-huh. I mean, I've seen her in the photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, the way she smiled at me and said thank you, I felt like I'd been hit by lightning. And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So, were you invited to the reception? Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Smart move on their part, I'd say. I got upset and I started wandering around the airship. Look at his pipe. The ball. I can see the ball thing. Just like Cromartie High School. That must be when I dropped my business card wallet. So somebody else must have found it and brought it to the reception hall then? But you know what? I saw something incredible while I was on that flying chapel. Like, get a load of this. Oh. What the heck is this? What do you mean, what is this? Isn't it obvious? It's a drawing. I sketched a picture of one of the cabins on the airship. So, what's so incredible about a cabin? Look at what was outside the window. It's one of those flying dinosaurs, a real-life pterodactyl. I looked out into the cabin window and saw it, and there it was, just flying out there. The airship traveled through time, I tell you. What? When I told that Pierce Butler guy about it, he told me to never mention it to anybody ever again. But why would he try to keep you from sprouting what is clearly just nonsense? Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine. No way. Nick, this case is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you? Of course not. Edgy would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even tell him I was wandering around on the airship. I told him I met Ellie in the mooring deck and we ran away together. Yeah, I can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right out of his head had he not heard about this. Oh boy. So Larry also experienced the time slip somehow, but how is that possible? Hey Nick, I'll be taking my card wallet back now if you don't mind. Whoa! Hey Hellfire Skyrim, what's up? How was the Minecrafts? I think that's what you were playing, right? Were you still playing that? But how was the Minecrafts? What's up? Oh yeah, this is for you. What is it? It's a picture of the hold. I took it when I was wandering around on the airship. See? There's Ellie right there in the middle. The hold? How was your thing, Hellfire Skyrim? Was it good? Yeah, see? It's right there on the diagram. It was good, got a good bit of mine exploration done. Awesome. I don't know if you remember this series well, but look who's back. Hellfire Skyrim. Look who's returned. Okay, so now I know where the hole is, but what was Ellen doing here? Well, they were using it as a prepping area for the reception. I see. And around when did you take this? Before the reception. I took it while Ellie was getting everything ready. So this was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be of any help, but thanks for this anyway. Probably will help. By the way, Larry, I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how do you get in there? That's a trade secret. Can't tell ya. And the hits just keep on coming. Phoenix came back. Yep. Phoenix Wright is back in his own game. Huzzah. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation. Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen, too. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay. Let's head on over to the detention center then, so you can say hi. This guy. This flippin' guy. Detention center. No, why? Please understand that this is in Master Soren's best interest. Sounds like Ellen's busy talking with someone. The next president cannot be married to a criminal. It would disgrace Sprocket Aviation. Miss Ellen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Pardon us, if it isn't Mr. Wright. So, their marriage is definitely off? There is no other choice. You cannot have a criminal in the family. For the sake of Master Soren and the Sprocket family, this is what is best. Sniffle, no! In that case, what if Nick here proved Ellen's innocence? Then you wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right? I suppose you are right, but I am afraid that will be impossible. That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things. I don't take cases on lightly, so rest assured I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, understand your name is quite well known in the judicial world, for better or for worse. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. Very well. But not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. And the reality is Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce. I'm clean, I swear I am. Obsessively, compulsively clean. Just as clean as pure as this pure white dress. Fine, you have my word, but you will be the one to regret this promise. Now, if you will excuse me. Now I have all the more reason to win this case. Ellen, we finished our investigation, and we'd like to talk with you about what we found. Okay, so what did you find out? A lot of fudgin' flippin' things. In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon in your hands. It wasn't what it looked like. It's true I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. I panicked, and I was hoping I could go back in time again like I had done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking. You were so desperate you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution. No! And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid. I see. The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something. Really? What did he see? Yeah, he saw something crazy. Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. He claims he saw a pterodactyl flying outside the airship. What? What? Not only that, but apparently Pierce Nickety told Larry to keep quiet about it. But why would Pierce do such a thing? Larry's theory is that the Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact. Do you think that's why nobody would confirm my story? Because it's a secret? Pierce Nick. Yep. Pierce Nickety. I told you, the puns never end. I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws... Yep, persnickety. We did manage to find your key card at the Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you. Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I'd looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it! At least they're tears of joy this time, for a change. She's gonna get waterlogged. Or dried out, rather. Well, Nick, it looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow. That's right, I swear that while Mr. Gloomsbury was being killed, I was busy traveling back through time. Great. With stodgy skeptic Edgeworth at the helm for the prosecution tomorrow. We're really gonna have our work cut out for us. Alright. 10 minutes of trial, guys. Let's do it! Yes! Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown, and I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Oh, Soren! Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? Soren, my love, you came all the way to the courthouse just to see me? Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say. Blueprints. Huh? The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? Oh, they're in your room. Third shelf from the bottom on the right-hand side. Ah, I see. He's leaving already. Don't tell me he came just to ask about some stupid blueprints. Did he really... Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder? Sniffle, what about me, Soren? Ellen, he's back. Come home soon. I'm lost without you. Soren! Later. That's so cute. Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. You should take notes on this, Nick. Please leave me out of this. Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words, but it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually kind of feel relieved. Okay, cool. Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Don't worry, I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright. The trial is about to start, sir. Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch, so I've just got to fight with everything I've got and save Ellen. Here we go! Exciting. Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, I feel as though I'm at a grand reunion. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. We could make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth? I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once. Ho ho! Still not one for light-hearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Jokes in good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law. Guess we'll just have to have the party without him, then. However, were it after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for your little welcome-back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least. He is still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of the case for us. The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity toward Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, the defendant might not be criminally responsible. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for self-defense to avoid the criminal charge. Wonder how Edgeworth planned to counter that, though. The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor. Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. It's Emma. Please state your name and occupation, witness. Emma Skye, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor. Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth's, aren't you, Emma? We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. Heh, I expect no less from you. Yes, sir, I'm going to do my very best. Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. Meh, I really could care less. Besides, she'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less. Now, Detective Skye, if you please. The murder weapon was a clock called Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. He was struck twice? That's right. There's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. Which means, what exactly? I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing. She did? But how, Mr. Edgeworth? The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to the man who was already fully unconscious. Nick, is he saying what I think he is? I don't feel so well. And thus, Mr. Wright, has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. So that's why he was acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual. Hey, Bepfalo, welcome to the stream. First time you joined in forever, Holy. How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. Someone modded Edgeworth into a fighting game? I'm sure. I'm sure one can mod any character ever into a fighting game. But yeah, what have you been up to? It's been years. Maybe not years, but it's been forever. He's more smug than usual. It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right? Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch. Oh, that Edgeworth. Been doing well. Hope you've been doing well too. I've been awesome. Still streaming awesome games. I'm almost done with this game right here. And I'm also streaming this game at the moment, Skyrim. It's good. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yep, the streaming life has been well. I'm even streaming a Disney game in the morning. It's good, also. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper.
Hold it!
Have you heard of this game before, Batbolo? It's good, you gotta check it out sometime. Are you completely sure the murder weapon was the Timekeeper? Yes, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the Timekeeper, and it's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with. But would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy? I tried it myself and I was able to lift it up just fine. Maybe you're just freakishly strong? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. I'll have you know that people on the force know me as the dainty forensics investigator. Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower. Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Save your antics for after the trial, if you know how. Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir. Moving on. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern.
Hold it!
The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have hit him from the front and not from behind? The victim must have tried to run once Miss Wyatt started fighting back. It's probably when he got hit from behind. I see. Thus the blow to the back of his head. The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock. I don't know about that. Regardless of how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind. May I go on? Yes, of course. Please do. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon.
Hold it!
But that's only because she was so panicked when she found the body, that she tried to use the Timekeeper to go back in time. Mr. Wright, do you have any idea how absurd you sound? But Mr. Wyatt really believes she could travel through time with the clock. You really should have come up with a more credible story, you know. Yes, I agree. Me, 3, but it's all I've got to go on. Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusion is that we can draw from is that the defendant killed the victim. The victim was struck twice, by the way.
Hold it!
Miss Wyatt must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim the first time, so why would she stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again? Well, about that, allow me to explain. Why did she strike him again indeed? To finish off the victim, of course. This very act clearly shows that she had every intention of killing Mr. Gloomsbury. Irk. But Miss Wyatt would never do such a thing like that. Then let's see some evidence that disproves my theory. Are you going to just stand there and take that from him, Nick? I can't refute his claim head-on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. Well, looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim. This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages. Yeah. Okay, Nick, now go get him. You don't rush me, Maya. Alright, better start by comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have, and look for any glaring inconsistencies. Knowing me, this is where the stream is gonna end. Right here. Victim was struck twice, by the way. Third party... Timekeeper... Penguin... Victim was discovered here... Rose petals... A note... Smudged... Device... Photo of the reception... The raised drawing... What about the autopsy report?
Objection!
Yeah. Well, guys, this is where the end of the stream is gonna be. Tomorrow, we will begin once again with my old favorite guide. So, hope you enjoy the final case. I'm predicting 2 more streams of this game, so enjoy it while we have it. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Bye-bye!